History is written in stone. We are taught that death is the ultimate period at the end of a great life. But what if the period was actually a comma? Across the centuries, certain figures have achieved a strange kind of immortality, not through their deeds, but through the persistent, haunting claim that they never actually died when the history books said they did. Tonight, we step out of the classroom and into the shadows. We are investigating 4 real cases where the evidence suggests that some of history's most famous names were seen, heard, and documented decades after they were meant to be in the ground. In 1881, Sheriff Pat Garrett claimed he shot William H. Bonney, better known as Billy the Kid, in the dark of a Fort Sumner bedroom. The case was closed, or so we thought. Fast forward to 1948. A man named Brushy Bill Roberts appears in Hyco, Texas. He doesn't just claim to know the kid, he claims to be the kid. Forensic artists in the 1990s compared the 1881 tintype with photos of Brushy Bill. The results? A 93% match in facial structure. Billy the Kid was famous for being able to slip out of handcuffs because of his unique wrist structure. Brushy Bill demonstrated this exact physical anomaly to researchers in his 90s. Roberts provided details about the Lincoln County War that were not publicly available in books at the time, details only a participant would know. Did Sheriff Pat Garrett kill a different man that night to save his reputation? If Brushy Bill was telling the truth, the most famous outlaw in history died not in a gunfight, but of old age in 1950. July 1918. The Romanov family is led into a basement and executed by Bolshevik revolutionaries. The world mourned the death of the Tsar, his wife, and their 5 children, including the young Anastasia. 2 years later, a woman is pulled from a canal in Berlin. She refuses to give her name. Eventually, she makes a shocking declaration. "I am Anastasia." Several members of the extended Romanov family and former palace servants visited her. Some called her a fraud. Others, including Anastasia's childhood nurse, were reduced to tears, convinced it was her. The woman, known as Anna Anderson, had scars on her body consistent with bayonet wounds, the same weapons used in the basement execution. She knew private nicknames and the layout of the internal rooms of the Winter Palace that were never publicized. Every schoolchild knows that John Wilkes Booth was killed in a burning barn by Union soldiers in 1865, but his family never believed the body produced by the government was his. In 1903, in Enid, Oklahoma, a man named David E. George committed suicide. On his deathbed, he confessed to his landlord, "I am John Wilkes Booth." When the body was examined, it had a scarred eyebrow, a crushed thumb, and a broken leg, the exact injuries Booth sustained during his escape. His body was mummified and toured across the United States for 40 years. Thousands of people, including those who knew Booth, claimed the likeness was perfect. Critics argue the soldiers in 1865 killed a look-alike, and the government, desperate for a win, refused to admit the assassin had escaped. Our final case defies the laws of biology. The Count of Saint Germain was an alchemist and advisor to King Louis XV. He reportedly died in 1784, yet he was spotted at the signing of the Treaty of Versailles in 1919. Then, in 1972, a man appeared on French television claiming to be the Count. He performed a live transmutation, turning lead into gold before the cameras. Throughout the 1800s and 1900s, sightings of the Count all described the same thing. A man who appeared to be exactly 45 years old, spoke every European language perfectly, and never ate in public. Unlike the others, this isn't about escaping a barn or a basement. It's about the legend of a man who found the secret to time itself. Why do we cling to these stories? Perhaps it's because we hate the idea that a great story can end so abruptly, or perhaps history is messier than we like to admit. Between the official report and the eyewitness account lies a shadow world where the dead walk among us, taking their secrets to a second, much later grave.